My people, the BRICS have just come and gone. The highlight of the meeting is something that the whole world is talking about now. The place that most world leaders have opportunity to express themselves, both Indians, South Africa, Brazil, Russia and China. And they also have opportunity to welcome other countries in. They welcome countries like Pakistan, Ethiopian, Egypt, and United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia and so on, and Iran. So guys, but the thing people are also talking about is the way they shun Nigeria. Nigeria were not even given a chance to talk. They record that Nigeria is a very corrupt nation, that Nigeria, even when they talk about the economic strength of Nigeria, they still see that Nigeria is a very, very corrupt country that doesn't deserve to be there. And Nigerian vice president was there, not been around as see if he's from a country like Malawi, who doesn't have anything to offer. It was a shame to Nigeria because the vice president was literally disgraced and shunned. It was like in an audience, like any common journalist that came to correspond or to cover the BRICS meeting. So guys, but the idea again, it's a talking matter for America, whereby the Russian government and the China and South Africa agree to devalue dollar. Now, when they devalue dollar, there will be a big consequence to American economy and Wall Street entirely. So American people, we are very curious this. And Russia not only doing that, they are also trying to create an avenue they can be able to provide more job, create more power supply and things like that to other people. Seriously, Putin is serious when he was talking about the colonization and the impact that it has in Africa and the way to move Africa forward. Putin was serious, and Putin not only serious, he wants to block every avenue that the Europeans, the American and UKs can make money in Africa. Now the game have changed, and a lot of Africans are welcoming this, and even the Africans are saying, okay, if they have this great idea, there's a very vital people that are supposed to be there. People like the Republic of Biafra. They always say that the government should look inward. They should look to contact the Biafran government in Ezra, who is always the key to play a very important part in this journey, that Africa need to unite. They also ask Africa that, knowing that the Biafra area is very industrious and they can carry other African along, so they were calling that the African should grant Biafrans their referendum. I know, in this, I know a lot of people within there also are thinking about that, because even the Nigerian government that sent his vice president there was not allowed to speak. It was just like, not being around like nobody. And it's a shame thing for Nigeria, which claimed to be the giant of Africa, and South Africa is now playing the rules of giant of Africa. It's a kind of a shame, and South Africa is so worried about Nigeria envy too, because they are not there for the interest of their people. They are just in there to find a way to corrupt. So sideline Nigeria and moving forward is something that South Africa see very vital, and they will not give Nigeria that privilege to come in there. See, Ethiopians, Egypt, a lot of countries are signing up. Why Nigeria is not even giving audience? Even when they apply for it, they refuse to give them. So Putin, he knows what he's doing, and to create this thing, Putin will continue to make sure that his interest in Africa and his quest to liberate Africa and provide job, provide avenue for industry to grow and their own industry to train locals, so that locals can be able to take over, continue to exist. So Putin is doing a great job, and Africans are keen to Putin and deserting America, considering that what America have done in Africa, slave trade, exploiting Africa, just like UK, EU, all these countries have all comes to the bad way to exploit Africa. So Putin is actually there now to elevate Africa, and African interest is what Putin put for. So Africans are enjoying that, and the Chinese, Chinese have been there too, trying to see how they elevate Africa and elevate poverty, so that the whole country can be efficient and effectively on their own term too. In saying that, listening to President Ramos poster, South Africa president, he was so interested, guys. And when I listened to his voice, I also draw my attention on his intention to liberate his people, South Africans, and other close by Africans too. It's so important. Like, listen.
It is a great honor to welcome you all of South Africa for the BRICS outreach and BRICS Plus dialogue. When reflecting on the purpose and the role of BRICS in the world today, we recall the Bandung Conference of 1955, when Asian and African nations demanded a greater voice for the developing countries in world affairs. The conference called for the recognition of the equality of all nations, both large and small. We still share that common vision of a fair and a just world. We still seek to overcome polarity and division. We want a world without barriers between North, South, East, and West. We still seek a world in which we work together, underpinned by mutual respect. Through the 15th BRICS Summit and this dialogue, we should strive to advance the Bandung spirit of unity, friendship, and cooperation.
Basically, you see the Africans actually giving a voice to speak here. Even in United Nations, they never pay this attention to listen to Africa, or African being relaxed to speak the way the South African president is speaking. This is a welcome idea that this BRICS is actually a voice to the voiceless, and Loobi is here to give you the best, and we hope that the unity and the foundation of this organization will also remember the little ones and also facilitate the liberation of those that wanted to be liberated from colonial era and live and develop their economy. It would be very, very nice to do those things. You know, I really enjoy it, and I hope that today it marks the beginning of a great nation in Africa. So we want Africa to unite, and many of you guys that have said that Loobi, keep sharing this, and we also enjoyed your program. We want Africa to grow, and that is what Loobi is all here about. So also we want those Africans that are seeking for liberation for whatever Britain have conquered together to call a country. We want those countries to be liberated so they can have their own country and be able to fund and be able to establish and be able to help their own people and develop in their own way as Africa begin to rise to challenge the world. Thank you.
To fully re-ap the benefits of global trade and investment. Without trade and investment, our economies cannot thrive and our people's material conditions cannot improve. As the African continent, we are determined that the continent's substantial resources are harnessed for the benefit as well as for the development of the people of Africa. The African Continental Free Trade Area, once fully operational, will unlock the benefits of the continental market and generate substantial opportunities for African countries, but also for other countries. To make use of these opportunities, Africa is looking to BRICS partnership to unlock infrastructure and development financing. This was part of the founding vision of the new development bank. This bank is playing a leading role in efforts to increase the resilience of the global South and to bring fairness to the global trading system, the financial system, and to strengthen BRICS currencies. We have to reform global economic, financial, and political, as well as the multilateral trading system.